A check 1 2. Are you able to hear me this evening? Check 1 2. Are you able to hear me this evening? Do I sound like I'm coming through the mic? Let me check this here. Last night we was all over the place. Let's see. How do I sound? Okay. Okay, yes, we sound good. Last night we was all over the place. Yasmin, I went back and I looked at a few of the comments, and Yasmin, she says that the volume was down. I didn't catch it while I was live, so I thank all the Morse World TV citizens. If you are new to the platform, I wanna welcome you tonight. Tonight is going to be a show that you'll never forget. So I'm going to take my time with it tonight. Again, if you're not new to the platform, wipe your feet at the door. Don't put your feet on the table because we don't know you like that. Be nice. Do not do any cursing. Don't talk about my head. Pause. And definitely don't talk about my eyes. Only if you're a Morse World citizen are you able to discuss my enormous, beautiful eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Only Morse World citizens can buck their eyes. You're not allowed to. So don't get too comfortable because the mods will see you at the door. Don't get too comfortable. The mods will see you to the door. Now, I want everybody to know that Morse World TV is not a beefing platform. Morse World TV is a platform that's founded on correcting errors that we choose to follow that we think is legitimate path towards liberation. I'm going to say it again. Morse World TV is that platform that questions everything, and we believe nothing until we can verify it. Morse World TV is not a talking head platform. In other words, I'm not going to sit in front of your camera, in front of your phone, in front of your computer, or on your TV talking about an issue that I cannot bring receipts with. We'll leave that to the other platforms, like the rapping platforms and the reaction platforms. This is not that. Though sometimes we will do reaction, but this platform is the show and prove platform. With that being said, because we are the show and prove platform, we invite anyone to challenge the information that we put forth. We invite anyone to come and challenge the information that we put forth, as long as you come here respectfully. Whether you live like a devil or you live like a savage, you are a queen, you are a king, and you are a queen. You are intelligent, and you should conduct yourself as such. So, now that we got the house rules straight, I want to close with the house rules and say this. Tariq does not live here. The love and the concern that I have for my people lives here. If Malcolm would have had a Taharkabey in his day, Taharkabey of that day would have been able to warn Malcolm X that the guy that was his security is suspicious and he need to verify who he is. For when Malcolm got shot in the ballroom, the same guy that was supposed to secure him faked like he was giving a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and smothered him until he died. And that guy was a police officer for the NYPD, also doubling for the feds. So the question is, how does a guy get that close to Malcolm X. Without Malcolm X detecting it, that has to be a smooth, convincing person. That has to be a person that has such charisma that every other flaw is overlooked. History happens so we don't repeat it. History happens so we can become better. We should be prepared from history. If there was a Taharkabey during Martin Luther King time, the photographer that documented the civil rights movement and knew every move that Martin Luther King and civil rights leader was going, he was the photographer where all the fancy pictures you see in DC, all the boycotts, he was a photographer, but he was also doubling as an informant. I say that all to say that these informants do not look as if they are informants, for if they did, they wouldn't be useful. They just wouldn't be useful. And the same informant that was on the balcony at Lorraine Hotel that checked the pulse of Martin Luther King would go on and live his life and nobody ever knowing that one of the person on that balcony at Lorraine Hotel was an FBI informant. Now, how do an FBI informant get close to Martin Luther King where he's right there when the bullet strikes and kills him? This have to be a charismatic person. This have to be a smooth person. This have to be a master manipulator. So I'm just telling you, for the first time in history, we get to see in real time. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you happy that somebody swung on me. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you don't like my eyes, my head, my face, my talk, the platform. This ain't for you. Last but not least, this ain't for you. This is for those who have the common sense to think themselves out of following somebody that means them no good. This is not for you. This is not to wake up the people that are lost. This is not to wake up the people that are convinced that this person is fighting for their liberation. This is for those that are awakening as we speak. That's it. So don't nobody continue. I'm asking, don't continue to say, man, just leave it alone. Don't worry about them. Let them sleep. This is not for them. People are waking up every day. And the same people that woke up and thought Tariq Nasheed was a legitimate path to liberation, you have people waking up every day. And without this information, they will go the path of the deaf, dumb, and blind that is following him blindly. And so this is Moorish World TV. Let's get started. Let's do it.
But don't nobody like to listen.
Didn't I try to tell y'all? I'm the king of this YouTube. Ain't worried about you dudes. Ain't nothing that you do to make me care. But I pray to Allah, you don't take me there. See, I'm the type to get in front this mic and sacrifice. Aight? You the type to get in front the mic and hope you get some likes. I used to back the thing that go bang bang and boom. Today my brain cells is a fully armed army platoon. And y'all some cartoons, coons and buffoons. You wanna meet on IG? I prefer high noon. I'm a quick draw McGraw standing on that floor. It's I, self, Lord, and Master, Allah. See you dumb and you blind, can't see the summer is mine. You better pay attention, the answer's in between the lines. I'm the man still standing, kill them haters single-handed. Had them fighting each other with every punch I landed. Cut the head off the snake, It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. First of all, let me welcome y'all to Moorish World TV. Come on, it's time to go. Ain't nobody gonna deceive me. Deceive who? Deceive you. Never on my watch. Time to go pull out the pot, turn up the heat, let's make it hot. Don't be tripping on them frauds when you're rolling with the guard. May Crip, Sonny, Boxing, Abu X, and Sean, Yasmin and the Queen got Sean from the Shy, Candy Chamber, Ishmael Bay, and Sensuna. Anybody they can get it if they gripping on the fam. Moorish World TV, investigating all scams. Gon' check my record and please don't front. Come on, keep it a buck. I ain't been wrong once. From Sinetta and Polite and to Tariq Bay, Malik, Zulu, Shabazz, and Grandmaster J. Word to God to all the frauds. I brought them to their knees, but they ain't nothing. Watch how I do to Tariq Nasheed. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your host, Brother Taharkabey. Let's get on these frauds' neck and let's shut them down. Let's go. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's right, let everybody know what's going down. Moorish World TV, we gon' shut it down. Share this to these two platforms. Thumbs up, the show starts now. Let's get it. What it do, family? We in the building. We in the building. I hope my mic ain't too loud. What my mic sound like? Talk to me. Talk to me. How my mic sound? Do my mic sound right? Do it sound like I'm yelling? What that sound like? Where's Sister Yasmin at? She all up in the comment section, all up in the video. What my mic sound like, Kenyatta? What my mic sound like? Huh? Y'all ready? Man, you got to get hyped to be in a Moorish World TV show. You got to be hype up in here. Let's get it. Come on. What my mic sound like? How I'm sounding? I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak about the prophet over Drew I. Who was the first to remind you and we about to turn all the way up to Morocco, the mountains. You ain't never seen a show like this. Told you
This is the best show on YouTube. Shadow ban on now. We the best show on YouTube.
Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe. And look at that women buying European hair.
Thanks for the cash app.
But do the men really care? Hell no.
Thanks for the cash app. They say carry on, young man. Carry on, young man.
They love no yachty. Tucci, Gucci,
Let's go.
Amigos.
Let's have fun exposing these boys. You only live once.
Look like your mother.
But we gon' live forever.
When it's under the cover. Now cypher. I be that more you gon' remember.
Y'all
be
ready?
that more you gon' remember. That's right.
Hey, y'all ready?
I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey,
Black Girls Read, y'all ready?
the law call my number.
Y'all ready?
I be that more you gon' remember.
Moorish World citizens, y'all ready?
I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's
All
right.
Here we go.
I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. You super scholars holler.
All right, we about to go.
You ain't
Show from the side, y'all ready?
You worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on
Mr. Hotel, you ready? I'm a dear the queen. Are you ready?
About your homie,
Miss Shakur, are you ready?
That rocker fast, he ain't my bro.
Good to know, you ready?
I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet.
I am joining the fight.
And some got it right now. Don't
Manning
say that I'm
Bay,
not
are
down.
you ready?
I'm coming for my vast mistakes. I want my town,
Smiley!
my stores, my schools.
Smiley,
my
are you
nation.
ready?
Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate.
Let's go.
Hate.
Let 'em get mad.
You don't love
The
yourself,
devil don't
you
like
can't
to see
love
you
your
smile.
neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, Murray out of your race. If
All right,
you ain't
we about
from
to
Moorish
go.
World, then get out of my
Down,
face.
down.
Chinese love
You ready?
China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember.
Fuck yeah.
I'ma be that more
Fuck
you
yeah.
gon' remember. That's right.
Fuck yeah.
I be that more you
yeah.
gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law
Black
call my
Girls
number.
Read.
I be that more you
yeah.
gon' remember.
boy you gon' remember. Oh yeah. I be that boy you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the Lord call my number. I be that boy you gon' remember. Be more.
Hey!
I be that boy you gon' remember. That
Fuck
time.
yeah!
I be that boy you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the Lord call my number. I be that boy you gon' remember. LA. I be that boy you gon' remember. New York. I be that boy you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the Lord call my number.
Oh my goodness, man. Listen, for all of y'all that just walked in the door, for all of y'all just walked in the door, let it be known that this is what we do. You are a guest in our house. So thank you, Kelly X. Kelly X, where you been, sis? Hold up. I gotta get my thing up here. Where you been at, Sister Kelly X? Where you been at? Because sometimes you do switch up on me, and you probably made a video about me. You said he smacked the doo-doo out me too, Kelly X. Not you, sis. Let me see. Did you say it too, sis? Kelly X, did you say it too? He smacked the doo-doo out Taharkabey. Did you do that, Kelly X? Talk to me. Did you? Let me know something. You wouldn't do that, would you? Would you? Could you? Would you? I don't think you did that. All right, Kelly X. Kelly X said she working. That's right. I trust her. I trust Kelly X. She was working. That's right. I trust her. She was working. Y'all was bluffing. She was working. That's right. He smacked the doodle out to Taharkabey. What in the world I've been missing? Goodness gracious. Mr. Hotel. Let me tell you something. Mr. Hotel is one of the first members. We have a few members. If you wanted to join our membership right next to Morse World TV, you could join our membership. I'm giving exclusive. I dropped a little exclusive message in there today. Also, our Discord, I'll be dropping message in there. But first go to our membership as they develop. I always got something going on behind the scenes. Listen. One of the things that I want, let me ask y'all a question before I get started. How many people are interested in doing podcasts? How many people? Let me tell you something. Something that when you do YouTube, there's a bunch of elements that come into doing YouTube. And one of the elements is you got to know the YouTube politics. In other words, you got to know how to avoid strikes. You got to know how to fight strikes. You know, like one time they struck me so many times. I thought that they was bowling for my head. You know what I'm saying? Pause. They struck me so many times. Tariq Nasheed and other people, they struck me so many times. Mom, when I put my channel to sleep for a second, I had to fight them administratively. So if you are trying to start a YouTube channel, if you are able to, either connect in the Discord or join the membership, I'm going to give a free it's not free. I mean, you joining a membership, but it's basically free. I'm gonna give you information that people try to keep from you. I'm gonna give you the information of the best of cameras. I'm gonna give you the information of the best of mics. Even though I be moving raggedy sometime because I be working and I be doing a lot of stuff, but I want to give you all the information. As Sweet Nasheed always say, I want to give you the game. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I want to show you how to navigate through this. And let me tell you, one of the best things that you can do if you're going to deal with topics that are a bit controversial, if you're going to deal with topics like that, you want to have a good team, you know, that have a love for freedom fighting, that has a love for the truth. And my team, Moochie and them, they just have a love for truth and they have a love for freedom fighting. And you're going to have a team that's dedicated. And what I mean that's dedicated, you're going to have those that believe in you. You know, when those behind the scenes see somebody say, the whole internet saying that, oh, he smacked the doo-doo out to Taharkabey. The first thing our team do is like, hold up. What just happened? Hold up, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Because we have felt each other's energy. We know where we stand. And if we move in a certain way, it's a reason why we move in that way that brings me to this point. Family, when you look at the confrontation where Tariq came up the block and swing on me and quote unquote attack me, smack me, there was a reason that I did not proceed to rumble this guy. There is no doubt in my mind that I could whoop him. That's not even a question. And the offer still is on the table for us to have an MMA style. Type of demonstration. You follow me? Somebody said the video is blurry. No, my video pretty clean. But the offer is still on the table, and it's not trying to show who's the toughest or all that. But if one that's one that runs around and say, I smacked him, and you know that the whole scene was set up by the feds, then you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. So if you really want that smoke, I'm saying let's get to it. You know what I mean? If it's beef, let's cook it. You know, I don't want no beef. I want liberation. I don't want to fight. I want liberation. I want to fight the oppressor. I want to fight those who's working with the oppressor. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That's it. But I want to fight you philosophically until our people got the strength to fight physically. That's where I'm at with it. So at the end of the day, family, let's get started. And I challenge anybody to challenge this information. So let me clear out everything real quick. One of the things that I want to start with is this. So the last time we did the show, right? We was talking about me being at the museum. And I just want to say for those who just tuning in, I went to the museum. I found, this is just a recap. Tariq Nasheed over and over and over said that I was a sex offender. Only because I questioned the liberating qualities of moving as an FBA, and he's pushing FBA. And I felt as though that I just didn't get it. I would rather have an intellectual conversation about it, but he felt as though it was attack. And he proceeded to go on his 80 million viewer to date platform and called me a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He called me a registered sex offender. You know, I sent the cease and desist because, I mean, come on, man. He a half 100 plus. I'm going on a half 100. What we look like fighting in the streets and man, come on. I'm not with all that. I mean, I'm not trying to go to jail. I ain't trying to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? You call it what you want. So, with that being said, but I'm still open for the MMA. You know what I'm saying? I'm still open for that. But with that being said, he proceeded to go on for months and call me a sex offender, a registered sex offender. I sent him a cease and desist letter, and he said, "Don't write no letters to my house." He said it online. He's so crazy that he says this stuff online. Don't send me no more letters, because you're a sex offender. You're a sex offender. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay. The only thing else I could do when I'm going to go and do home improvement at people's houses or doing some maintenance or some handyman work at people's houses, they asking me about videos, about me being a sex offender. They got daughters in the house. They got babies in the house. And this is real talk, you know? So at some point, I'm like, man, listen, no, man, you taking food out my family mouth that has nothing to do with you. So I begin to do deeper research to find out who Tariq Nasheed was, and I found out that he had a questionable past where nobody until this day, he has never admitted what his name was before he was to become Tariq Nasheed. I was born Toronto Antonio Johnson. You can look me up. You can look up my record. You can do all of that. It makes no difference to me. In fact, you can go to the sexual registry of Maryland, and plus you can go to the sexual offender registry, the federal sexual registry, and you can look up Toronto Antonio Johnson, and you can find out for yourself. But nevertheless, he proceeded to go on. But until this day, he have yet to tell people who he is, you know. There was allegations that he was a part of a drug sting, that he got locked up, and there was alleged that he got life in prison. it was alleged that he got life in prison, and some kind of way he got out and got a new name. He got a new identity. He was under the name Marcus Sanders, and his father name is Nathan Sanders. So all of these alleged things. Somebody said, "Turn my volume up." How am I now? How I sound now? Somebody said, "Turn my volume up." How I sound now? But under all of these things, these crimes and strange things happen. You know what I mean? Strange things, disappearing. You go look into the jail registry. There is not a Marcus Sanders there, changing names. It was really, really weird. But nevertheless, we dig a little bit deeper, me and Moochie Bear, and then we find out that his actual name also he carried was Marcus Vincent Thomas, which named after the lady that allegedly adopted him. Now, I don't know what happened in his family life in Detroit, but he's a mystery. And those who follow him, it seems like they don't even care. They just want to be entertained and talk about reparations. So in other words, I thought that was odd. And so this saying that Tariq Nasheed is a part of the FBI in order to infiltrate any type of movement that has the potential for progress, it doesn't start today. It appears allegedly that it started over 20 years ago or more. It doesn't appear that it started today. So when people say, Brother Taharkabey, why would they be interested in you? Well, listen, the same thing I said about the cameraman with Martin Luther King. They're only interested in information of potential uprisings or potential freedom fighters that will maybe go into a bizarre left or have the potential to cause a public discourse or public chaos. You know what I'm saying? It's about according to them, it's about national security, even though according to us that we're under the oppression of an oppressive system, and so they keep people in these circles to report back and to give them the estimate of what's actually going on, when it will go on. That's just what it is. It has nothing to do with they trying to take people out, send people to jail. No, they do this according to history. History proves this, that they do it of being proactive in their mind. How do we know that? Because we look at the FBI files. The FBI files is a testament of how they move. You see what I'm saying? It's a testament of how they move. And so, again, when you see a brother like Tariq Nasheed always talking about the white man this, the white man that, and the white man this, and white supremacy that, white supremacy this, you know what I'm saying? And it's imbalance. And now he's talking about a hidden history museum, but it just don't go together. It just don't go together. What is the objective of the Hidden History Museum? I'll tell you what I think it is at this point. And it's all alleged. I did a story. I covered the same type of story of Grandmaster Jay. And I said to the people, I said, what's happening is Grandmaster Jay is bringing people in and they're creating a database. And as they create a database, you follow what I'm saying? As they create a database, they get to see the potential of those who may be silly, goofy, out their mind and ready to cause a ruckus, because he got everybody carrying guns and all that. And I say, what's going to happen is Grandmaster Jay is going to get locked up. They're going to get his computers and they're going to have the database, because people were so crazy. They were sending their IDs and all that. And what happened? They kicked in Grandmaster Jay's door, and guess what? They got his computers, and there you go. There you go. They got their database. Now, the same thing with the Hidden History Museum. The Hidden History Museum, if it sticks around, because it's not going to be a museum because it's not suited for that, you know what I'm saying? If it sticks around, it's just going to be a depot of information collecting. In the same way that they attempted to collect my information to set me up. They already got my information before I'm on the internet. I talk too much. I'm a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? I expose in this stuff. So, of course, they already got my information. So it is what it is. I mean, but I fear nothing but the law. I'm good. And so at this museum, it's nothing but a depot to collect information. So when people think they're going there and they got all this black pride and they talking reparations, they don't realize what they're doing. They're putting themselves on radar for potential to be for the potential to be followed, to be harassed, or to be addressed for something that you ain't even a part of. Just because you have race pride and you love your people, they got you in the mix. And so one of the things I want to show first is this, family. When I went there, family, the first thing I need to show you is this, family, because many people like to talk about the slap and the hit, the swing, and all of that. It really doesn't make no difference to me how people talk about it. But I want to show you the first thing that stood out when I walked on the block was these people dressed in these unlettered FBI type windbreakers. But before I get to that, I want to go back over this video. Now, I want you to pay attention to the sound in that video where Tariq, they say he's backing me down. In fact, nah, I don't want you touching me. I'm backing up off you. I'm not scuffling with you. I'm not doing nothing. But what I want you to pay attention to is how the video moves with us. Do you notice? Press 7 if you notice how the video moves with us. Did you notice that? Look how it's moving. Somebody is controlling that video. Motion detector videos cannot detect motions all the way across the street. Somebody is controlling it. You see it? Somebody is controlling this video. Now, I want you to pay attention to that buzz in the video because it's going to make a lot of sense in a minute. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to make a lot of sense in a minute. We're going to break this all down. Somebody is controlling it. There you go. Now, when I actually seen it after the fact, because in real time, I didn't know what was happening. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that he was posting videos. I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, no, he ain't do nothing to me. I don't know what's going on. I mean, and so you can see I charge back at him. But now what I want you to do is notice the semblance of this video that's moving and the video of John Gotti. Watch how it's moved. Now, this is in the 90s or the late 80s and the 90s. I think probably 92 maybe. And watch how it moves. And this is the FBI surveillance camera, how it moves. It's the same sort of type of movement of FBI surveillance. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. Now, this is the issue with that. People say, well, why the FBI is surveilling you? Do you know what I mean? Well, Tariq is actually working with them. This is how Tariq is able to get the video in less than 20 minutes, edit it down, and upload it to his social media. Let me tell you something about video cameras. Anybody got a video camera in their house? You already know that if you got a video, if you got film in your house, if you got security cameras in your house that monitor your home, you know and I know that you cannot so fast get that camera. So fast, get that footage in less than 20 minutes, edit it down, and upload it. It got to be recoded. Anybody familiar with that? If I was to get the footage from my house camera right now, it would take me more than 20 minutes to get the footage, recode it, and upload it. It don't work. So someone said, "Oh, This is what the crazy FBA said in one of the posts." They said, "Oh, he used this phone." No. We're going to explain all of this in a minute. And so when you look at the footage, we already know what it is. Now, before, like I said, we're going to keep this on fire. So what I want to do is show you when I was walking down the block. Right here.
Like, this is it.
You see. I
I'm
want
gonna
you to
walk out
see clear.
into the street, show y'all
Right?
the level of it.
Now look, stop right there.
Okay.
Look over my shoulder and you will see the European right there over my shoulder. You've seen that before. This have to be the camera guy because of the angle. The angle is directly from this roof. Now look at the camera guy. He got to be the camera guy. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? There you go. Now watch him. Look at him. Look at him on the roof. You see him? This is the camera guy. It has to be the camera guy. But it's more than the camera guy. Because the question is this. the question is this. If, let me pull this up real quick. The question is this. If Tariq Nasheed, all right, I'm there at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Now let's look at the odds of this. How many people watch Tariq Nasheed? How many people watch Tariq Nasheed? Tariq Nasheed usually go live when? Do anybody know? Late night, right? Press 7 if you know that Tariq Nasheed usually go live late night. Press 7. Walk with me. FBAs, I hope you're watching. Press 7 if you know that Tariq Nasheed usually go live late night. Right? Now, whatever the case may be, obviously they knew that I was coming. Obviously they knew that I was coming. And how, I don't know. How, I don't know. But what I do know is that the evidence is clear that they knew I was coming. Now, I want to show you this right quick. This is a map from Tariq Nasheed house. All right? Now, give me 1 second. This is a map from Tariq Nasheed house. How do I know? Because I filed a lawsuit. I know exactly where he's at. I want to block his address out. This is from Tariq Nasheed house. It takes 44 minutes. So he would have to leave at 8 a.m. in the morning to get there sometime around 9 o'clock. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, we doing forensics on this thing. I'm going to prove in real time that these people working. So he would have to leave somewhere around 8 a.m. in preparation of me coming there. In preparation. Ain't too much going on at 8 a.m. in L.A. But he had to leave around 8 a.m. in preparation for me to come there. You follow me? Now, how he knew I was coming, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me that because I don't know at this time. Now, with that being said, him coming there in preparation of myself coming there, he had to be waiting for me to come there. But now the question is, I didn't see him when I pulled up. You follow me? I didn't see him at all. In fact, let me show you. When I pulled up, here's the video.
I'm gonna take y'all through. He put in a little bit of work. You know what I mean? He put in a little bit of work, you feel me? I gotta be on point though. I gotta be on point though. So look, I'm about to put y'all on point.
Let's stop right here. This is where I see the two guys on the corner. You know what I mean? You know I'm goofy and I'm silly. So I'm laughing, but I see the people on the corner.
In a minute. In 1 second. A little bit.
You hear what I'm saying? So I actually see it. You know what I'm saying? But because I do this blog show and the Moorish World TV citizens supported me in clearing my name with this defamation lawsuit, I was going to get this footage of the building in a safe spot in order to document for the Moorish World TV citizens, our audience. Now, most people that do blog shows, they don't even have the heart to do this. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that talking, this coward and all this stuff, man, I don't trip off that. Most people talk behind the camera, they don't move. I mean, most people talk behind the camera, they don't move from behind the camera. I took the show on the road to show and prove that this guy is not who he say he is, or rather, this building could never be equal to a museum. Most people talking that stuff. They never leave from behind their computer talking that stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's be clear. Ain't nothing coward about this here. Now here we go.
Out here. But that's crazy, bro. He put his face on the wall with the greats. Watch this. I'm about to show y'all in a minute. Anyway, it's the Hidden History Museum. He put his face on the wall with the greats, bro. This is tripping. Look at this. Now,
excuse me if my spelling is wrong. I'll be putting this stuff together real fast. Now, mind you, this parking lot is not even a part of his property. This is an adjacent parking lot. Has nothing to do with his property. In fact, on the parking lot, it says no museum parking. So it's a public parking lot for the business next door. So I just want to be clear that I am not outside of the boundaries of respect to the building. Let's be clear. And if anybody ever say that I'm outside of the boundaries of the respect of the building, then I got footage to prove otherwise.
So put his face on there with the greats. Oh man, he tripping.
So once again, as you can see, I already see that it's people on the corner. Very suspect. It's 9 a.m. and people got on matching, real talk, people got on matching windbreaker jackets. Thought it was strange. Let me bring the picture up for you real quick. It was 2 on one corner. And this is the shot. It was this corner right here. It was 2 on this corner right here. I got the picture to go with it, but I wanted to give you the Google shot so you can see clearer. I got to steal from my camera. One second. There was 2 right there. If I can pull it up right quick. Where you go at? Why every time I'm ready to pull this thing up, there's a problem? It be getting me. Let me go right here. Bam. That's the same thing happened the other day, wasn't it? I was ready to pull it up. Anyway, let me go to another picture then, because you can see it in another way too. This is Tariq right there is circling the block. So he actually circled the block one time. Right behind him is the people on the corner. You follow me? So this is him right here, caught in my camera, circling the block. So he didn't walk right up. He didn't pull up and walk right up. He actually circled the block one time. He went all the way up and he made a circle around the block. So he's passing this block right here. Yeah. And see, this is the problem. You done played yourself now. You know what I mean? Because we got you. Now, with that being said, let me get to the picture real quick. So here is the guys on the corner right there that had them black jackets on. You see what I'm saying? Those are the guys that had the black jacket on that I was looking out the side. So where this gray car at is pretty much where Tariq was just passing through. You feel what I'm saying? That's where Tariq was just passing at. Are y'all with me so far? Are y'all walking through this CSI forensic so far? Press 7 if y'all with me. So those were the guys right there. Tariq circles the block. He doesn't pull right up. So for him to say, I walked to his truck, no, he doesn't pull right up. He circled the block, and then he spins around the block. I got all of that on video. He spins around the block. Here he go right here. That's another angle. That's another angle right there. He spins around the block. They're the two guys that's on the corner. Y'all see it? Those are the two guys on the corner. I'm fully aware. That's why I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm not fully aware that that's him in that truck, but I'm fully aware of the guys on the corner. I seen them when I got out the car, right? But also in that parking lot, it was one guy by a fence with the same type of jacket, and then it was, hold on one second, and then it was the big security guy that was in the video. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Now I want you to pay close attention because it's about to get heavy. All right. Now, one of the things that I wanted to really display is that the guy, as I said, this is going to be a little bit recap and then it's going to get heavy in a second. The guy was on the roof right here. Now, what you have to understand, him being on the roof right here gives him one second. Let me get this right. It gives him vantage point to watch me coming up the block. Because I park up this end. You follow me? I park up this end. You understand? So he got vantage point to watch here. He got vantage point to watch here. And he got this little divider to hide behind. So while I'm walking down here, of course, I'm not going to see him right here. This is why when I walk out the street, my camera catches him. All right? My camera catches him when I walk out in the street. Now, with that being said, we can see that this was all set up. And you're gonna learn in more detail in just 1 second. Now, once I was able to get home and view my footage, now I knew the people was on the ground. That's why I was backing up. I wasn't going to tussle with this guy. I don't care what nobody say. You wasn't going to grab me. You wasn't going to have me rolling on the ground because I already knew that this place appeared to be surrounded. I already knew. So I was like, no, I'm not messing with that. I want y'all to pay close attention because I'm getting to what I'm getting to in 1 second. Now, for the people who really want to doubt, y'all going to just have to doubt. But while you're doubting, I'm about to break it all down. Here is the guy that's on the roof, and I zoomed in where you can see him, and this is the reverse, that he's watching me. You follow me? He's definitely watching me. Now, let me get this other, he's definitely watching me. Give me 1 second. Now, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to take y'all.
Not that one. I just showed you that one. I want to show you this one.
So when I was there, I didn't even realize that there was actually more eyes on me than what I had seen. Once I got home and examined all of my footage, I was able to see the extra pair of eyes.
Now, I want you to pay attention to that white thing in his hand. But at the same time, what I need you to pay attention to is one more thing I need you to pay attention to. All right? One more thing I need you to pay attention to. Look closely. Let your brain work for you. FBAs, let your brain work for you. All right. The guy with the visor down in front of the museum is watching me. The guy on the roof is watching me. And we're going to talk about that white thing in his hand in a minute. So you got two guys on the corner. You got two guys in the alley or the parking lot. You got a guy in the car, you got a guy on the roof, and you got Tariq. But the question is, how does Tariq know that I'm there? Tariq wasn't going to work. Tariq don't work. There was nothing to do there. Look at the building is closed shut. The building is closed shut. He wasn't doing nothing there at 8 in the morning. How did he know I was there? Well, let's talk about it. The way that he knew I was there, because they knew I was coming, as I said. And when you look at this European right there with this, you probably don't know what that is. And for a minute, I didn't know what it is. But because of my research skills and Moochie Bear, we figured out what it was. What that was a two-way radio with an extension. And people, if you want to call it a plebiscite babble, you can call it what you want, but you'll see in a minute. It's a two-way radio with an extension antenna on it. That's what that is. And with that being said, here is what the extension antenna would look like. All right. It would look maybe something like this. Or it would look something. Do I have the other one? Let's just leave it right there for a second. But it's a two-way antenna. Now, you might say, hold up, Grand Sheik. As you can see, there's a wire coming from that. Press 7 if you see the wire coming from this demonstration. Can you see it? Are you able to see it? Tell me if you're able to see it. Can you see the wire? I hope you can see the wire. Let me check my download file. If you can see the wire, give me 1 second. Y'all press 7, y'all see the wire? Okay. Let me see. Okay. So what you're watching is this, and you're watching this with an extended antenna on it for frequency purposes. You understand? That's what you're looking at. He has the extended antenna, something of this, for communication. So, how did Tariq know that I was there? Why would he speed up and come like that? Why would he roll like that? Let me show you why. These two-way radios. In fact, let me get a video real quick and really break it down to you real quick. Let me get a video and show it to you if I can. I thought I had it ready to rock. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna slow it down and show it to you. This is how serious this is, family. Tariq is working with them people, and he have been. It has nothing to do with Taharkabey. It's all about information. You follow what I'm saying? It's all about information to track and observe and to have somebody on the inside. That's why I keep doing this race baiting stuff. Come on. We have to wake up. But give me 1 second. Let me grab this video real quick. I want to make sure it's the right one. I'm going to grab this one video so I can walk you. This might be it right here. Let me see.
I'm about to get hit. I'm about to get hit. Filming. What's up? Come here. Come here. Level of it.
Check. Can y'all hear me? All right. Thank you for the cash. Thank you for the cash. Did somebody send a cash app or the dollar sign? Let me. If I don't thank you for the cash app off the top, if you send it, nobody sent nothing. But at this point, but if I don't, just because I'm trying to pay attention, but I do thank you, and I thank you for the super chat. But I want you to pay close attention to this real quick. Like, this is undeniable stuff, right? Let me go to here real quick and let me get. I think this is it. Okay. I want you to pay attention to the guy on the roof right quick. All right? Pay attention to the guy on the roof. All right. That's me walking past the building. Pay attention. Check him out. We go slow. He puts the thing up in the air. You see, he puts it up in the air into his ear. You see? He watching me. He puts it up to the air into his ear. And right before I turn around, he goes behind the wall. You know what I'm saying? You see? So that's a two-way radio. Let me stop for a minute. That's a two-way radio. Now, let me give you a clear example of what you're looking at. And what I did was I did the research so we could actually know exactly what we're looking at, all right? So what he has here is a makeshift
Extremely
antenna.
directional.
Y'all hear that noise? Y'all hear that noise? Listen. Stop right there. Don't that noise sound familiar? What did that noise sound like? That's trying to get reception. That's why this video has that buzz. Stop for a minute. That's why the video has the buzz. Check it.
Wow. Only one direction.
You see? That's why the video has the buzz, because it has this this antenna. You hear it? Can y'all hear it? Same thing. Now he's using a makeshift. He made his antenna.
Extremely
Yeah. So it's the same thing. Now, let's stop there. I'm going to let him play real
directional.
quick. The only difference between these antennas is that this guy made his antenna.
Wow.
It's called a
Only one direction, that's
Yagi.
sure.
I think it's called a Yagi.
With this antenna, usually I can't.
You see, so that antenna can't pick up long ranges, and that's why they extend the antenna. Now, here we go. Here we go. Let me see something.
The repeater here, so let's try. F4 Whiskey Bravo Yankee.
You see this? Listen.
Nothing. F4 Whiskey Bravo Yankee.
I'm not crazy, family.
See, this is kind of small for that distance. We're probably about 10 miles away, maybe. 10 miles doesn't seem like a lot, but the terrain is sloping, so there is an obstruction this way. Bonjour, ici F4 Whiskey
You see?
Bravo Yankee. Pour un
He's
excellent
pointing
weather.
his. The guy held his up. Listen. Notice the wire. Let me stop. Notice the wire. Do y'all notice? Do y'all notice the wire? Press 7 if you notice the wire. You see the wire? Notice the wire. Press 7 if you notice the wire. That's the same wire that you will see over this guy's shoulder. There is no different. Now, they wasn't trying to pick up my signal. They were communicating with Tariq. This is a communicating device. So here is the wire. They were communicating with Tariq. They wasn't trying to pick up me. They already knew. They already probably pinged my phone. They wasn't trying to communicate with me. They was trying to they had already pinged my phone. They knew where I was at, but they needed Tariq to pull up into, and this is why he stepped off so fast. You understand what I'm saying? So people want me to sit up there and fight a federal informant, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because, you know, they hide so much that there's no way that we can actually, but I'm telling you, I'm not sitting up there fighting an informant. If I perceive one to be an informant and I perceive me to be surrounded on the ground, I didn't even know that these people was on the roof and in cars. I'm not fighting no informant, man. I don't care what nobody say. My thing is to get out of there. My thing is to get out of there. So I got out of there. Not tripping. You see the wire.
Bravo Yankee pour un essai d'antenne. It's really directional.
So he said it's really directional. And now he got communication.
I have to say I'm very pleased with this antenna and surprised at how narrow the beam is. It's extremely directional, so if you don't know where the station you want to talk to is located, that might be a problem because you have to point the antenna in the exact direction.
Do you hear what he said? You have to point the direction in the direct, but he had a made antenna. The one that the guy had was a more sophisticated one, and he was holding it up in the air. He was holding it up in the air. You understand what I'm saying? He was holding up in the air. So the one that we see is a little bit more sophisticated. This video was of the guy that made one. And there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference than a homemade one that you got to point somewhere and a more sophisticated one. You follow me? Now listen to this.
If you want to talk to someone you know, of course, the best would be to have two Yagi-Uda antennas and point them at each other. And that would extend your range a great deal. Of course, you still have the curvature of the Earth, so you would need height to do that.
Do you hear what he just said? Listen one more time. Listen one more time. Somebody type what he said.
Height to do that a great deal. Of course, you still have the curvature of the Earth, so you would need height to do that.
Did you hear what he just said? What do you need to do it? You need height to do it. Where was the guy doing it at?
But, you know, 11 decibels.
See what I'm saying? Listen.
Need height to do that. But, you know, 11 decibels of...
So family, don't think I'm a fool. Only a fool would not receive this information. You follow me? Only a fool would not receive this information, family. So, as he said, you would need height.
I'm gonna take y'all through. He put in a little bit.
I think this is the wrong video, but he said you need height. This is why you're on the roof. Family, please. I have never been scared. I've never been intimidated. I will tell you that when I walked on that block and I seen them people standing out there, I knew something wasn't right. Now, again, I did not know that all of this was there until I got home and examined my footage. I did not know. And Moochie Bear ultimately, give me 1 second. Moochie Bear was one of the ones that pointed out, if you will, give me 1 second. I want to find one more thing. Moochie Bear pointed out the guy in the car with the visor down. You follow what I'm saying? Moochie Bear was the one that pointed out. You follow me? So let's be clear. We got a guy on the roof. We got a guy in the car. We got two guys on the corner, and we got two guys in the parking lot. I only seen the people on the ground. Even this one with this guy in the car, I did not know was there. I did not know was there. We didn't find that till after we examined the video. I didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? I did not know. But I knew that Tariq came flying up that road. But how would he come flying up that road like that? Somebody had to call him and say I was there. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like he was in the... Listen, look at the building. The building is closed. It's not like he was in the building and he was at the office. Somebody called him and said, here he is. And he was up the street working or waiting because he lived almost an hour away. He lives almost an hour away. I'm going to block the guy that say I haven't shown anything yet because you don't need to watch this show. This ain't for you. This is just not for you. Period, point blank. This show is not for you. This is my life, fam. I mean, this is not for you. I'm showing this guy on a roof with a listening device and this crazy person in the chat saying, this guy called. Who called? This guy. That is a two-way radio. That's a two-way radio right there. That's the same thing that I just showed that the other guy in my other with the video, this guy.
Peter here, so let's try.
He just extended the antenna. He just extended the antenna, but he made his own antenna. This is the guy calling Tariq. You know what I mean? This is my life, man. Somebody talk about, no, you ain't show nothing yet, man. Just block them immediately. This is my life, man. I mean, this is my life, man. My wife pregnant. I got a 4-year-old. This is my life, bro. My other children are grown. I got an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. The rest of my children are grown. This is my life. What are you talking about? Nobody playing with this. This ain't no joke. This is, if this was the era of COINTELPRO, you would have to wait until the FBI reveal their paperwork. We are seeing this in real time. You should be happy that you're able to see this in real time. You should be congratulating. You should be able to bite the bullet, quote unquote, and just move on. You're supposed to just say, man, I was wrong. I was wrong. You should be able to eat your pride, say I was wrong, and move on. This guy is obviously calling Tariq. Obviously. And just think, how am I putting myself, just this video right here, with 1,200 people in the chat, I'm revealing this. You know what that says about me? That means that I must want to try to save you some heartache. I must try to save you some heartache. I'm doing this on YouTube. I'm not doing this in a private conversation. I'm doing this live on YouTube, showing you. And someone got the nerve to say, you ain't showed nothing yet. Somebody probably come back and say, oh, you're paranoid. Somebody like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Not with all of this evidence. That doesn't even make sense. This is just too much. This is too much. This is not no little bit evidence. This is real evidence. This is too much. This is not no coward backing up, scared to fight. This is not no coward backing up. How can one even be a coward to go all the way over to the West Coast, file a defamation lawsuit, and go to get footage in the heart of the matter? That don't say coward. That don't say coward at all. A coward don't do that. But a smart man knows how to back up. A smart man knows how to get out of something that if he stays in it, it could be the end of him. So whatever the case, man, that's what I'm not tripping off what people talk about because they wasn't there. They wasn't there. I'm taking you there right now. And that should be enough for you to understand. I'm not making this stuff up. I didn't alter no videos. I didn't make this up. I didn't put that wire in that video. I didn't put this two-way talk in his video. I didn't do that. With that being said, family, at the end of the day, everybody thumbs up. Thank you for all your support. But now let me show you something, family. This is why we got to pay close attention to a lot of this stuff, family. When we see people doing race baiting type things, when in this era, we should be developing programs, not more entertainment. We should be developing programs or political bodies to fight this oppression. So if one making museums, I mean, people be proud of anything these days. I mean, I wouldn't knock that if it was a genuine purpose behind it. But in this day and time, we are facing oppression. We are facing annihilation. And if one only is picking out what the European is doing because the European has a track record as to what he has done, that's counterproductive. We should be picking ourselves apart so we can do better. You know what I'm saying? We should be challenging one another to do better. We shouldn't be talking about, oh, the white supremacists do that. I mean, aren't we aware of that? We should be building think tanks. We should be building economic bodies. We should be building things to move us forward to compete politically, economically, socially, educationally. That's what if we got influence. But just doing a blog show and talking about looking at the latest stories of the day, waiting to find a European being a European viciously as they are, that shouldn't impress nobody. That shouldn't impress nobody, not in 2023. That shouldn't impress nobody that the police is shooting us. That shouldn't impress nobody that there's a sister with a European man with a sister. That shouldn't impress nobody. That shouldn't impress nobody. We know all of this stuff. But what should impress, what should be pressed upon is building economic bodies, building political bodies. That's what should be. That's what's impressive. You feel me? So let me go share this real quick, fam. And you got that segues me into this here. When he goes and put up all of these posts about the FBI, you got to be careful. Because a lot of time, just like you see in the movies, it's no different. They're literally talking about themselves. A lot of time, the ops talk about themselves so you won't look at them. You understand what I'm saying? See, I'm bringing you footage. I'm bringing you video. And now I'm going to bring you philosophy from history. You follow me? Now I'm going to bring you philosophy from history. So what you see is them talking to themselves. You follow me? Period, point blank. So a video, Tariq Nasheed, social media psyops. This is what they do. They literally talk about themselves. Look here. September the 16th. Why did I just get a visit from the FBI today? September the 12th, 2016. Let me tell you what they do. And history records this. History records this. They say the things that are happening just in case they get caught in the act. And they say, oh no, the FBI is watching me. See, but we just caught him in the act. He can't say they watching him. He can't say that they watching him now. There's only one conclusion we can come to. There's not two conclusions. So he said, the FBI came to my house today, 2016. 2018, white supremacists caused bomb threats to my home today, 2018. Notice that you never hear the conclusion of these things. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. You never, everything that Tariq says that's happening in the name of the FBI or white supremacists, you never hear the conclusion. You hear what I say? Name one time you hear the conclusion. Anybody? You never hear the conclusion. Well, what happened about that? What happened about that? You never hear the conclusion. There's only an incident, but there's no conclusion. Like, whatever happened with this incident, you never hear about it. You never hear about it. Now, watch this. Watch this. In every situation, this is not by chance. This situation, the FBI paid me another visit today at my home. This is August 17, 2022. Now, here is the problem with that. He goes live on everything else. Do you ever notice that he never went live with the FBI? He goes live on everything else. In fact, he went to his car and got his camera and said that, look at him pulling away. Look at him running off the block. It's not consistent with his character. It's not consistent. His character is about, let me show. Which man go and says that he smacks another man and uploads? Come on. But he don't show this. That doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, this is on a freeway. There is no what I want to say. There is no real, let me blow it up for you. There is no real conclusion to this. Nothing. You don't hear nothing about it. It just goes away. It just goes away. Right here. He got me on camera, right? Right here. He got me on camera, right? Now, here's the funny part. Now, we know the guy that was on the roof, of course. But wait a minute. Now, we know the guy that was on the roof. So that camera couldn't reach that position. We know that. We get that. You understand what I'm saying? However, right on the building, there's two cameras facing the sidewalk. 1 second. 1 second. There's two cameras facing the sidewalk. One here and one here. He don't have nothing on that. Those cameras, one is facing north and one is facing south on the sidewalk. I mean, come on now. However, there is no footage. There is no footage, but he got footage of a camera following me up the block. He got footage of the guy following me up the block. You got the guy in the car with the visor down. And you got the guy on the roof. Somebody say, I ain't show what yet? You for real? You for real? I ain't show what yet? Hold up, we not finished yet. No footage of this. You follow me? All of a sudden, since Tariq started talking about FBA, sheets pop up all over the place. Last time you seen in our community that sheets pop up all over the place. That ain't never been our thing. Family, let's be honest. That has never been our thing. That's never been our thing. Hanging up sheets and spray painting, that's some European type stuff. That's some hippie type stuff. That ain't never been our thing. When we fought for situations to improve ourselves, we just hit the block and we hit the block running. That ain't never been our thing. This is not our signature. This is not our fingerprint. And for the person that says that we're fighting each other, we're not fighting each other. It's about right and wrong. It's about right and wrong. It's about manipulation. Now, even when Tariq Nasheed claims that the police raided his house, that's even suspect. The suspect part about it, let's be clear, Tariq lives in a gated community. All right? He lives in a gated community. That's number one. He live almost in a cul-de-sac of a gated community. You hear what I'm saying? So for him to even try to run that one on you, it's so strange to me that living in a gated community, it's not like the police. Come on, man. Come on, man. He lives, not saying that they can't get past the gate and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And for all the people that says Tariq is the grassroots, where? This is his community. The grassroots start in the community where the problems exist. This is not grassroots. I'm not saying that people can't come up. I'm not saying that people can't live wealthy. I'm not saying that people can't live plush. What I'm saying is that if you're calling yourself the grassroots, you got to get out of this in between of this mountain and cul-de-sac, and you have to go on the ground with the grassroots. And just as someone said, this is a gated community for a reason. This is his private prison. This is his private prison. Tariq can't even walk the streets by himself. That's why all of those people was around there. He can't even walk the streets. He go to court, he got to take bodyguards to court with him. Not because of some white supremacist. Y'all are truly of the thought that this guy is a bodyguard? After all of that FBA talk, y'all of the thought that he's a bodyguard? Y'all really went for that? That this is a bodyguard? After all of that foundational Black American talk, out of all the people in LA, he couldn't get a dark-skinned brother or a foundational Black American to escort him. Huh? He couldn't do that. The whole world is watching him. He's forced to move like this on this day because he just swung on a citizen. I mean, he just swung on a citizen, and guess what? Them people are closely monitoring him right now. This is no bodyguard. Y'all really believe there's a bodyguard? And if it is a bodyguard, if he steps up and say he is a security or bodyguard, I will make a public apology. But this is no bodyguard. This is no bodyguard. You can call it what you want. You can believe in fantasy and Santa Claus coming down the chimney, but I refuse to. No, that's not what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're doing. So with that being said, it is what it is, family. It is what it is. And when you look at it, that he's in this gated community is his prison. It is what it is. Here is the camera that watches the sidewalk. This is the camera that watches the sidewalk, yet he couldn't catch this, he couldn't catch that, he couldn't catch this. Here is the camera. You follow me? There it is. Here is probably a replica of what they're using to communicate. Similar to what they're using to communicate on that building to Tariq. There it is right there, the Yagi antenna. Most likely he had a Yagi antenna, and in studying the Yagi antenna, it's more effective. The eye is a directional Yagi antenna with linear polarization. It is designed to cover medium distance links. It is randomized antenna which is prepared to be used for external environment. With fixed and portable application, the radon protects the antenna so that it works in extreme weather conditions. This is a step grade up. This is a step grade up. You see what I'm saying? Now, he does a video not so long ago, October the 27th, October the 7th, 2022, of their agents in our social media spaces. He's telling on himself. He's putting stuff out there to avoid detection. And look at what he has in his hand. I'm telling you, I know you want to call it. I know some of the FBAs, they want to believe. They want to believe. And this is why it's not good to believe. Oh, that was the museum. This is why it's never good to believe in Santa Claus, to teach your children lies. It's never good to teach your children lies because it makes it easy for them to be lied to later in life. It makes it easy for them to be lied to later in life. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody lies to them later in life, it's easy for them to accept it because they have conditioned their mind to believe fantasy. They have conditioned, never lie to your children. Because every time you lie to your children about the Santa Claus, it conditions their mind to accept the most bizarre truths later in life. When I say bizarre truth, they make that true. They make that bizarre thing their truth. They make it their reality. The FBAs that are following Tariq Nasheed, they're making it their reality. They actually probably deeply believe that he's fighting for reparations. They actually probably believe that this is going to be some elaborate museum that they can be proud of. They actually truly believe that this guy have their best interests. Because when they were young, they believed that the tooth fairy, they'd never been able to let go that the tooth fairy really didn't exist. You know what I mean? They believed in Santa Claus. They believe in bunny having eggs. They believe, and all of this is conditioning. This is these customs that we live and we try to own here in America, in the West. We conditioning our mind to receive. It's just like when a person starts smoking cigarettes. Do you see what I'm saying? In the beginning, you know, you start choking. But if you keep smoking, you start blowing O's and everything. You blow O's and O's. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 5 O's going around and then 1 O in the middle. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have conditioned your body to accept it. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, it rejects it. And so that's the same thing that happened. That's the same thing that happened with a mentality. The mentality works the same way. When the mind is constantly bombarded with fantasy and with all of these weird characters growing up, what happens is when one get old, a pimp can tell a daughter that I'm gonna make you a star, baby. I'm gonna make you a star, baby, because the brain has been seasoned. The dope boy is able to look at your son and say, man, this is the real life, man. You ain't trying to be broke as your little youngster. You know what I'm saying? And they're easily pulled in because they've been conditioned. You understand? They've been conditioned. And so with that being said, family, don't allow people to condition you. Don't allow people to condition you. Now, with that being said, family, I'm going to X out because I want to make sure that this video is not too long, because a lot of people, they don't have a lot of patience to see 2 and 3 hour videos. So I'm gonna X out right now. So the people that do need microwave information, you know, that has no patience, that they'll be able to get it too. You know, I love to do Moorish World TV. I love to entertain. I love to teach. I love to inspire. But most importantly, I love to bring awareness. You know, I don't care if somebody, you can call me a sucker all you want. You know what I mean? Anybody that know me from the mud, they know I ain't never been that. You know what I'm saying? And if I move the way that I move, it was a reason why I moved the way that I move. And I don't care to the day that I go into this earth, I will always make the decision that the energy within me that comes from my ancestors move me to do. And I don't care if anybody don't understand it. It doesn't make a difference to me. Doesn't make a difference to me. But I will say I wouldn't suggest that randomly you try that and think that it's going to always yield the same results. It's never going to yield the same result. Different times calls for different measures. You know what I mean? Different times call for different measures. When the ethers change, the conditions change. You know what I'm saying? So under other circumstances, it might call for another measure. You know what I'm saying? You might get the Charleston white mace in your face. You might get the poker in your gut. You might get, if you get close to me, you know what I'm saying? You might get the small little mace in your face. You might get scooped up, body slam, and beat up. You might get, I don't know what you're going to get, but all circumstances are not alike. So family, we need to stop fighting each other, of course, but there's nothing wrong with disagreements. There's nothing wrong with disagreements. And when one disagree with me, I say this: come and show me where I'm wrong. Just show me. Prove to me that I'm wrong. Prove to me that I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, if you're making more sense than me, I will remove the video. I will remove the video. If you come on Moorish World TV and you explain everything that I just showed and you make logical sense to the Moorish World TV citizens, I'll remove the video. But at this point, we know that it's impossible. It's impossible. Check 1, 2.
It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard. It's time to expose the frauds. It's time for us to go hard.
Yeah,
it's time
go.
to expose the frauds.
Yeah.
It's time for us to go hard.
Yeah.
It's time to expose the frauds.
What?
It's time for us to go hard.
Yeah.
It's time to expose the frauds.
Yeah.
It's time for us to go hard. First of all, let me welcome y'all to Moorish World TV. Come on, it's time to go. Ain't nobody gonna deceive me.
Hold up. I think we're going to go out in another way. I think it's time for us to go out in another way. This has been a very emotional show, and it's emotional because it's my life. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for anybody. If you hit the Cash App, and I don't like to call people name who hit the Cash App, but somebody said, carry on, young man. Appreciate you. Leave a comment. That way I don't have to throw your name out there if you don't want your name out.